Hello guys, this is Amethyst Gaming here, and I have a special video for you today. So this isn't a new series or anything. It might be if I get enough interest in that. But as of right now, this is just kind of going to be a every now and then thing, not a regular thing. So I have two redstone contraptions to show off to you today. I will go over this one first and that one second. So this one is a direct response to a video put out by Suzume Void a couple days ago. I think it was like episode 248 or 249 of his Hermitcraft series. And he was building a automated sugarcane farm where you would be able to set the speed at which it harvests. So the harvesting speed doesn't affect the amount of sugarcane you get, but I don't know, it's a fun little thing you can add. So what I have here is 4 separate hopper clocks set up with different numbers of items, and you're able to toggle between these at will. So let's go ahead and select these 16 items. You can see that tower is now powered. You'll see it takes a little while for this to go through and turn on. This light just represents when it would harvest, because I didn't want to actually build a sugarcane farm. I hate pistons. So yeah, you can see it's going pretty slow. Let's go ahead and cut that time in half. So you can see now it's going at a faster pace. It's going at 8 items instead of 16 items. And then obviously the fastest right here is 4 items. So that goes on. Sometimes it has a glitch every now and then. That's just because of the way that I have the hopper clock set up. As far as I know, there's not really a way to fix that, but it's not too much of a problem. I mean, it's a sugarcane farm, whatever. So, where to start with this? So, like I said, in his video, he was talking about what he would have to do for this, and his idea uses droppers and a few other items to select what one of these to use. But I really hate anything that makes noise when I'm doing redstone, so droppers, droppers, pistons, dispensers, any of that stuff, I just hate it. So I try and avoid it where I can. And so my goal was to create a thingy that did not use any pistons or droppers or anything, so it was perfectly silent other than the button push. So yeah. So with this, you can see it, like I said, you can see it switches between these. The way I have this going is I actually have RS NOR latches set up, and then just a reset with a slightly lesser delay than these delays. So basically what's going on with this, in case you don't know, an RS NOR latch basically is a circuit that will hold its state until you tell it to change, which sounds super simple, but can get a little bit more complicated. Basically, this circuit will stay forever in this powered state until I tell it to switch over to that one. And then now it'll stay forever in this state until I tell it to switch over to that one. And that's a RS NOR latch. Congratulations, you learned something today. So this is kind of my go-to RS NOR latch, but I didn't like it because it was too wide, and I wanted something that was 1 wide. So I came over here and I created this. So this looks too wide, but it's actually 2 RS NOR latches, and they are independent of each other, not affecting each other in any way. So you can see this one is now off on top. This is still off. Let's go ahead and turn that one on. This is still off. Turn that one on as well. Can't break that torch. Yeah, you can see these are 2 separate RS NOR latches, and they don't affect each other. So I just basically did 2 of these over here, and each one of these buttons is hooked up to the input for one of those. For the first and third one of these, it goes into a repeater and then a piece of redstone dust. For the second and fourth, it goes into a piece of redstone dust, then a repeater. That's just because the second and fourth are technically backwards, and so I just need to change that around a little bit to make it work. I probably could have fix that if I put a little bit more effort into it, but I was just trying to get this out as soon as I could. I'll probably revisit this at a later date, actually. Anyway, so it triggers this redstone, and it goes up this little torch tower right here into this block, which does two things. First of all, it gives me an output block that I can take a redstone signal from. Second of all, it takes it over here and turns that light on. So it does this for all four of these blocks right here. You can see I have 4 redstone lines coming out of these. Powered means is off because it locks the hopper clock that I have over there. Off means that it is running, or non-powered means that it is running because the clock runs freely with that. So with the way this is set up, so actually right before I started recording, I had this 2-wide design set up. I thought it was pretty nice. It has the 2 hoppers with the items in it. It goes up, I think I have 16 in here, it goes up 16, then goes back down. It uses a redstone torch and a piece of redstone to control which hopper is giving to the other one. That's how hopper clocks work, in case you didn't know that. And then I invert the signal, take it over here, just pass it to that. Same thing on this side. I actually invert it twice over here just because I want to make a tower for this. So that sets that side, this one sets this side, and basically just switches which one of these is powered. Pretty compact, right? Well, I thought so too, and I actually finished the design using that 2-wide design. But then I thought, wait a minute, I can make this 1-wide. So I did. So basically I rearranged a few things. I took this tower, took it all the way to the top here to reset. This is the reset, or this is the set to one state, this is the set to the other state. Yeah, just comparators or going into those. The repeater goes into this block, which powers the dust right there, which toggles this, and once again selects which hopper to go through. You'll notice that it sends out a pulse every now and then. The pulse happens when this hits 0 and then goes back to having items. And that happens every 7 cycles or something like that, 7 or 8 cycles. Because it fills up and then empties, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, every 8 cycles it looks like. And then I just have this line going over. You'd take this to where you want your sugarcane farm to be. And so yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. You can customize this super easily, set this to be whatever amount you want. You can have a stack in the first one. I think the way that Suzuma had it set up was 1 stack, 2 stack, 3 stacks, 4 stacks. I just, like I said, I did smaller amounts for testing. So yeah, if you guys want me to do a tutorial on this one, go ahead and send, or just tell me in the comments down there, and I'll go ahead and make a tutorial for this. It's not too difficult once you understand how it works. I probably will be refining this design if I ever were to do a tutorial. I may even make this just 4 wide instead of having to separate them by 1. Come on, weather, really? I don't know. So, yeah, and then also there's a manual harvest because Suzuma mentioned he wanted that, and I thought it would be a useful feature as well. Alright. So that's pretty much it. Here's a few failed designs. This one just didn't have anywhere I could take the reset line out of, and this one didn't really work at all. I just ran out of room on the inside, arranging the blocks and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this design. Like I said, if you want a tutorial on this one, leave a comment in down there, and I will go ahead and make a tutorial on this. Now onto the second thing. This one is a automatic mining return cart. So, I mean, you get tired of going through and getting certain carts, or sorry, you get tired of going down and mining and trying to find a bunch of stuff, only to find that your inventory gets full. So basically, what I have is a 5x5 automatic minecart item transporter system. So let's go ahead and go down the quick drop. It's just got a one wide thing of water right there. It goes along here. And then it has the standard stand on here, hop in the minecart, and then go on up. It hits a cactus, breaks, goes into the hopper, which is then transported down. If I was to do this over longer distances, I'd probably just drop it down and have a hopper at the bottom. Yeah, so this is extremely compact the way that I have it set up. There's just this pressure plate right here, a few pieces of redstone right there, a dropper, or is that a dispenser, I think? Yeah, dispenser, sorry, that puts the minecarts onto the track right there. And then I believe it is under... Oh, crap, I think I broke it. I did break it. Crap. Well, that's the way it was set up. So this, when this redstone's powered, it will power that block, unpowering that torch, which unpowers the rail so your cart doesn't ride off. As soon as you're off the pressure plate, the reverse happens, so your cart does ride off with you in it. So that, I mean, that's a pretty standard design, not too difficult. It's, yeah. The one that I am kind of wanting to show off with this is, once again, some custom circuitry that I've made, where you can dump some items in here. Let's just do 17 levers in there. It'll empty into a minecart automatically. It'll do all the items in there. Once it's full, it'll go ahead and make its way up there. Once it gets to the top, it will empty into this chest. You can see there's already a bunch of stuff from previous tests, but it'll go ahead and dump those in there, and then it'll go back down. So this, once again, this was custom circuitry, but I'm actually kind of a little bit proud of what I did with this. So what I have is this chest just sitting on a hopper going into this hopper minecart. Nothing too complicated with that. The fun part comes with how I detected that it was emptying, or that it was done filling the minecart up. So I just have a comparator on this hopper, right? It points into this block, which powers this torch, and it goes through. And actually, let me give you a better demonstration. Give me just a second. I'm going to throw a bunch of items in there. Actually, let's take a look at the state this is in right now. So right now, this is powered, this is not. And so this is still on, and the AND gate is not powered. So what happens when you enter, or when you throw a bunch of items in there, gotta get around here, is that state inverts, basically. But there's a delay on this one. That delay basically makes it so that it is able to detect exactly when... So... It's a little bit difficult to explain, but the way that it's set up, it will detect that there previously were items in that hopper and now there are not, is the easiest way of saying it, which means that the hopper was just emptied into the minecart, meaning there are no more items in there, the minecart is full and is ready to go. At that point, it will then send the hopper minecart off to the top, where it will empty that out. I'll go over the emptying part in a minute. But yeah, let's try and once it gets back down here, that's gonna take a minute. Let me go ahead and, oh, there it goes. Sorry. So with let's take a look at the state of this as items are going through. So I'll just throw, let's do 16 in there. So you'll see it turned on, and then this turned off, but there's this repeater that puts a delay in there. Sorry, this happens so fast, it's impossible to catch on here. Basically, it creates a 1-tick pulse on here when it is in the correct state. So there are I'm really making a mess of explaining this, and I apologize for that, but there are 4 states that this can be in. One of them is there are no items in the hopper, and there was not any items in the hopper previously. That's this current state that we're seeing right here. And that is shown by this torch being here and this torch being here. So once items start flowing into the hopper and into the minecart, it will start moving from, or this torch will turn off for a split second. So at that exact moment, this torch will be off, this torch will be off, both of these will be unpowered, this will still be on, and no signal. The third state is where there are not items in the hopper, but there were previously. So for one instant there, or no, sorry, the third state is where there are items in the hopper and there were previously. In that state, this, I'll go ahead and show it, this torch will be on and this one will be off. So, like I said, for that one, or while there are items and there were items in the hopper, it is set to this configuration where one's on and the other's off, which still doesn't quite work. So the fourth state, and the one that does work, is there were items in the hopper, but there are no longer items in the hopper. So for that one instant, this torch and that torch are on. Technically it's this repeater and that torch, but this torch and that one are on, which turns on this AND gate for one tick, and then I just have a pulse extender right here that goes back into that track. So I mean, the building of this is not complicated at all. You just have to have a hopper, a minecart here going up into your spiral up to wherever the heck it goes. You have to have a block behind here so it does actually go. Just a basic AND gate, 2 torches, redstone, another torch there, basic pulse extender, and yeah, just an inverter and a repeater. So yeah, that's how that goes. I mean, I'm not sure if I explained that well enough. If you guys would like a better explanation on this, I can do a better tutorial on this one as well. Also, I still need to show you the unloading part. But yeah, so that's the loading part. The unloading part is not difficult at all. Let me get back down here. I'll just throw some items in there so we can see it as it unloads. Basically, it just comes up here, and while there are items in the hopper, it turns off the rail. Once the cart has emptied into this chest, the hopper will not have items, the comparator will turn off. Oh, crap. Well, anyway, so when there are items in the hopper, actually I can just show this. So you'll see it turned off right there. And so yeah, that's the way it works. While there are items in the hopper, it turns this off, unpowering the rail, so the cart just stays here while it's being emptied. Once it is emptied, there will be no more items flowing through the hopper. Like I said, this will turn off, and there's an inverter there. So yeah, this one is much less complicated. Build-wise, the concepts behind it are a little bit more difficult. This one is a bit more difficult on the build side. The concepts are a little bit easier, sorry. So yeah, if you guys do have any questions about this, leave a comment. I'll answer those questions. If you want to see a tutorial, leave that in the comment as well. Yeah, I will hope. And yeah, so last thing, I guess, before I go, I just want to apologize for not making videos recently. I have been extremely busy with my new job. I also moved into a new apartment. I don't have the best recording setup. Right now I'm sitting on my bed using my laptop box as a mouse pad. So I mean, it's definitely not the best recording setup, but I really wanted to get this out today, so I made it work. So yeah, like I said, leave a comment, like, share, favorite, whatever. Don't really care, but if you want to, it'd be much appreciated, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.